My delusional parents think a court will give them my house. I bought a small starter home during the housing market crash. I lived there for the better part of a decade before buying a larger home with my now husband. My parents really wanted to live there because it was small and easy to maintain. They have foreclosures in the past, so no way would they be capable of someone giving them a mortgage. Also, my dad is retired and my mom doesn't work. They wanted to rent from me. For a discounted rent, they paid off the mortgage, let's say $50,000, with an over six-figure inheritance my parents got. A lease was written explaining that it was a prepayment of rent, and their rent would be only the taxes and insurance, and they would pay $350 a month. Basically only going up when taxes and insurance go up. We signed the lease and had it notarized, and that's how it's been for a while now. So to be clear, I'm not making a fucking dime on this house. I recently told them the rent would go up by $3 because of a slight increase in the insurance. My mother lost her claiming I'm a money-hungry biatch. She was going to rip out everything she did, that I owe her and I can't evict her because it's her house. She's not responsible for the insurance. Insurance hasn't been raised in a decade. I'm trying to make her pay my personal homeowner's insurance. A court will show me that and give her my house. We have a notarized lease. They are listed as tenants. I am the only one on the deed. My father demanded the bills to see if I'm ripping them off. P.S. This house is a commutable distance from fucking Manhattan, so a studio apt around here is like $1,500. This is a house with a large yard for their dog. I can easily get $2,000 for this house even before they moved in. I sent them copies of the taxes and insurance showing only their address. P.S. I'm charging them discounted taxes. I told them to add and divide by 12 and told my mother to talk to a lawyer so they can slap them straight. I guess my father agreed with me because now she's divorcing my father. Update. To back up, after the divorce comment, they are not, in fact, getting a divorce. They went and celebrated their anniversary at a casino. I did not speak to them for a week. This past weekend, I tried to speak to my father and get an apology, hoping he would be in a better frame of mind. He wasn't. He doubled down with the BS saying they didn't realize all the stuff I put in the lease, that my house was uninhabitable when they moved in. It wasn't. That they never would have put work into the house if they were just renters, etc. I asked them to specify, and they said stuff about the garage screen door, the shed roof. That in no way affects the livability of the house, but in the words of my lawyer, and you agreed to live there in its original condition, buddy, so that's on you, just like not reading the lease. My dad went on to just say all these things they were doing for me and not acknowledging a damn thing I was doing for them. At that point, I said some not nice things. They wanted to know if they were still going to be able to take my son to the fair, not a fat chance in hell. I told him I didn't want either one of them around me or my family until they stopped being delusional and decide to pay the increase or GTFO. I then cried when I got off the phone and my husband was upset with all of this. Cut to today. My mother called me asking what needed to be done to resolve this. BC not being able to see my son was upsetting to them. I told them they needed to apologize for what they called me and that they were out of line. Well, you guys, they were scammed. My parents were fucking scammed. That's what this was all about. In my area, homeowners get daily calls, texts, and letters from people wanting to buy their house. It's not new in this market. I have even told them these letters are trash. Well, my parents were getting calls from people saying they were going to be renting the house. They acted like they were representing me. Someone also showed up to their house and was being very pushy about trying to see my mom in the house. This all happened before I mentioned the rent increase. So when my mom heard rent increase, she thought these phone calls and this person was real. Like, I was going to raise the rent to something they couldn't afford and force them out. I asked them why they didn't ask me, and they said they were scared and had no place to go. I explained to them that's not even how it works. I can't rent a place with tenants. There's a whole legal process, and they should know this. They apologized for how they acted, everything they said, and were embarrassed. They were even more embarrassed that they believed this person and are officially old people that fell for a scammer because they thought they were smarter than that. I have no idea why they believe fell for this person or why they never asked me in the first place, since I don't and wouldn't hire a representative for my one house. Their cameras were off when they came, but they're going to file a police report anyway. I told them to call the cops next time to file for harassment trespassing if these people call or show up again. I got my apology from both parents. They're not getting evicted for now, but I might have to start monitoring them more closely to see if they fall for other dumb shit.